Hello everybody, it's me, Poseidon Air, and I know my channel is supposed to be like dead, but I have to upload this because this is just really funny, and I feel like I could get a lot of humor points for making this video. I could get a 5 out of 5 funny score from Tim Attainment, Corniper, and Fireblaze judging my contest. And then I would get Kung Fu Panda is a Perfect Trilogy video recommended in my list. Why Kung Fu Panda is a perfect trilogy, actually.
How?
Do we watch Why Kung Fu Panda is a Perfect Trilogy?
That's my favorite Minecraft
Watch it at
entry.
half speed.
Call something.
Oh my god.
Especially animation.
Yo!
We got Kung Fu. Well, look at the recommended video.
You can never escape it.
Yeah, here we go.
Don't you dare post that.
Too late. Hashtag
I just want a
Epic
grill for
Dad
God's
Grill.
sake. Again. I mean, it just won't leave you alone.
It's Jack Black coming to hijack my Twitch stream.
Anyway, with that aside, I'm going to actually bring you to the premise of this video. So, some of you may know this, and some of you probably don't remember fond memories of this, but I did once make a video called Everything Wrong with Don't Mine at Night. It is one of, if not the worst video I ever made. Do you know why? Because it's an awful criticism, all the points are bad, it makes no sense, it's literally just attacking creativity of the video. I could go on, but guess what? Somebody already explained it. Somebody already pointed out the flaws before I could do it. Well, technically not, because I did make an apology video about it right here. And that was the end of it for a while, but then, well, that brings me to what I was saying earlier. I was just wandering around YouTube, and then I saw this. Oh god. So Animation Wins, which is basically the opposite of Animation Sins, much like Cinema Wins is opposite of Cinema Sins, actually made a video that countered my own because mine was so bad he could point out all the flaws in it. Now, I'm not actually against him in any way. No, in fact, I thoroughly enjoyed watching his video. I thought it was hilarious, him pointing out all of my bad arguments. In fact, I agree with most of what he said. So, without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to react to everything and add on my own thoughts. So, let's get started.
So today I'm going to delve into Poseidon Air's video about Don't Mine at Night, and how it's a horrible criticism of the animated classic.
Spot on description right there.
The fact that Poseidon didn't even bother to make a thumbnail and just used a suggested one. Also, he didn't even capitalize wrong and with, which is breaking titling rule number 1.
To be fair, I think the thumbnail thing is pretty justified because I wasn't a verified channel back then, and by the time I was, I didn't really care enough about this video to actually come back and change its thumbnail. And as for the grammar thing, yeah, it's pretty annoying, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
He's right, it doesn't affect anything. And that's a sin. Why? Because.
You see, another problem here is that if the moon really didn't affect anything like I said it didn't, then I'm not sure why I even brought it up in the first place. It was kind of a pointless thing to, actually take note of. But, well, I mean, I was stupid back then, so let's give me a break here.
Also, this is one of many times in this video where Poseidon will say, "This doesn't happen in actual Minecraft," ignoring the fact that there is such a thing as creative license, more commonly known as artistic license. So what if it doesn't happen in actual Minecraft? It's an animation. They don't have to follow the rules of Minecraft. What, did you think limbs actually bent in the game?
Well said. By the way, I'm just going to keep copying that exact same audio file of well said every time he makes a good point that I have nothing to add on to.
Poseidon forgets one of the most important aspects of an Animation Sins video. The counter.
I believe I was trying to defer from Cinema Sins or Animation Sins by not using a counter, but that didn't work, it just made it look awful.
Got my helmet on my head.
Of course it's not moving. The main character here is telling a warning story. His mouth doesn't move in the story unless he actually talks within it. Also, I find this to be pretty ironic since Poseidon probably never opened his mouth while he was editing this video. Excuse me, what? These aren't the Psycho Girl videos, dude. You can't just say the animation is bad without presenting a reason for why you think that. There are many people today who think the animation in this video still holds up, even after 7 years. They won't agree with you or see your point just because you say a claim and don't back it up.
Well said.
You know what? Sure. This one isn't like the last subtitle. It's an easy comparison and people can see if they agree with him just by Googling. Also, he praises Harry 101 UK, so send off.
Nice, we got another Harry 101 UK fan here.
Figure out what that zombie said.
You do realize that this line is supposed to be saying that the protagonist is thinking, zombie.
Oh man.
Also, what I said there wasn't even a sin, it was just a joke and not a particularly funny one either.
I know it's me you're gonna think.
Really? That's a Cinema Sins low, dude.
Me back at it again with those unfunny jokes.
How many times I have to say, drop the pick and walk away. Hey, whoa.
The protagonist is telling a warning story and is advising the player not to make the same mistakes that he does. We wouldn't get the point if we didn't see him making said mistakes.
I still don't get how I even made this mistake in the first place. How could I actually be this crazy without it being deliberate?
Don't mind at night.
No, you don't. Again, it's pointless and creative license.
Yeah, basically the tilted moon was like my pet peeve for this video, but I mean, I literally said it was pointless. How could I be this contradictory?
Poseidon has never heard of a transitional swipe.
Well said.
This is really getting old. Found like 2 pieces of coal.
We're not shown him mining the coal, therefore he never did.
Poseidon Air Lessons 101. First of all, off-screen time does not exist.
Also, the protagonist is saying that's all he found, so he probably did try to mine it, but found nothing behind the coal. That is a possibility, you know.
Well said.
Down one way there's just stone. Monsters won't leave me alone. Down another there's some lava, and of course I get pwned.
Wait, you really think he said boned? B-O-N-E-D? Man, if only there was a source that told you what he really said. Like lyrics in the description of the video that say pwned instead of boned.
Also, I don't know why I suggested blown, because that's not the best choice for, like, other reasons. Like, in any other context, you could interpret it. I'm not going to elaborate on this.
Remember last time I tried to mine at night? I failed so bad.
We have no evidence as to whether or not the player has encountered an Enderman before and knows how to deal with it.
Not to mention that, of course the player is dumb, because that's the whole intention of the video. It's already been said once.
Stop with the moon! Jeez, and I thought Animation Sins complaining about particles was bad.
Not just the particles, also those bright backgrounds.
I lost all my stuff, it was really tough, that's it.
And? Oh, you're not gonna say why that's a sin? Cool.
I can't really remember if that was supposed to be a sin or just a comment, because there was no sin counter and it's impossible to tell, but either way, this is completely unimportant to the video.
There's a door right here, mate.
Ah, so there is. I was wrong about that. Just like I was at this entire video.
Rage quit, don't mind at night.
Say it with me, everyone. Creative license. Also, what contacts are you wearing? Because this is not the Nether.
In fact, the only remotely Nether-related thing in this video was the pigmen. I don't know how I even made this mistake.
Yeah, because he's talking to the viewer now. Also, you complain about how the protagonist wasn't moving his mouth, and now that he is moving his mouth, you're complaining?
Poseidon Air logic be like,
I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright. Don't mind at night.
Jay, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but that is not a sin. That is a question. Poseidon must learn the difference between questions and sins.
to be honest, I do think that is a sin, because it is pointing out how unrealistic it is for the zombies and skeletons to be following him so close after killing him. But then again, that's also a stupid sin, because this is a music video and laws don't have to apply.
Don't mind at night.
The last thing I said, again.
I also don't know why I brought up this issue 3 times instead of just counting 3 sins like CinemaSins or anyone else with any experience would do.
Don't mind at night.
The last thing I said, again.
With the amount of times I pointlessly brought this up, it's probably turning into the new Tilted Moon thing.
The Endermen forget the apostrophe! My life is a lie! Ah!
I'm pretty sure that's the hardest I've ever laughed after hearing a sentence.
Don't mind at night. I know you're looking.
I really don't want to say creative license again. Wait, I just did. Crap!
Creative license, creative license, creative license, creative license, creative license, ah! I'm so bad at these kinds of things. Good God.
Looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright. Don't mind at night.
Poseidon answers his own question before he asks it. That answer being, it's a music video.
With the amount of stupidity in these very sentences, one could easily assume that my video was satire. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and that's very regrettable.
I know it's me you're gonna thank. Make a bed, it's not too late. 3 wool and 3 wooden planks. Don't mind at night.
When we first see this creeper, he is just getting up from bending over. He also has legs and knees. So it's not that big of a stretch to say that the hat was on the floor and he got it on like this.
Well, to be honest, if the creeper was bending over like that, he'd probably fall over, and he can't get back up without hands, but am I thinking into this too hard? I think I am.
And I found 30 things wrong with this video. So
Well, that's the verdict. It's over.
So next up on the list is ChiAlex's.
Wait, someone else made something like me?
Remember to add a
Oh God, I'm gonna have to deal with this one now, aren't I?
Stomach's
Oh
all tied
God,
up
get
in
ready,
knots.
guys.
This labyrinth, I'm getting lost.
How could you forget food? I'm going to add 5 sins for forgetting food in Minecraft. Like, seriously?
I'll see you next time.
It's pretty easy to hear the irritation in Animation Wins' voice after hearing that terrible point.
So, ChiAlex did a video about Don't Mind at Night as well. And if you thought Poseidon Air was bad, then you haven't seen anything yet.
Wait, his is worse than mine? Oh, that doesn't look good. That looks very bad.
Yeah, this video is actually worse in quality than Poseidon Air's.
How?
Don't mind at night.
Yes, that is the title. Good job.
Wait, did he just sing a song for being called Don't Mine at Night? This is the most opinionated sin I've ever seen since my own.
I know this is a ripoff of making an Animation Sins video, but I decided to do one since one of the videos is badly edited to creating one like this. So I'll take 3 sins off since this is my first video to make it fair, okay? Jeez.
How does denouncing yourself make it fair? That's just being unfair to yourself. Why are you doing that? Have you already given up on this? I wouldn't be surprised.
Did you write that with your phone's autocorrect while drunk or something? One of the videos is badly edited creating one like this? What? Also, why wasn't that the first thing you said?
Very true and very true.
Also, your subtitles are not centered.
I mean, at least my subtitles were centered. But at least this guy has a counter.
The sky, including the title, falls with the camera.
The sky falling with the camera isn't a sin. It's a camera being a camera. To show you what I mean, I made a little setup in Cinema 4D similar to this scenario. Now watch. See why that's not a sin now? And the title falling isn't distracting enough to warrant a sin.
If he finds it too distracting, that's his problem. Everyone else seems to think it's fine.
You can literally see the edge of the world of the background.
Well, will he say why that's a sin? No, he won't. He's just like me.
Of the background? I don't think that's proper grammar. In fact, why did you even include that phrase?
Jeez, this guy's grammar is so poor that it's literally accounting for half of Animation Wins' sins here.
The leaves need better textures.
Dude, it's Minecraft. Everything is poorly textured. That's the charm of the game.
Also, if he states that the leaves need more texture, that's just his opinion. That's not everybody's opinion.
Also, you can see the birchwood mostly clearly.
What was that sin? No, seriously, what was it? Was it for the fact that there are birch trees in this forest? Because that's not a mistake. Forests in Minecraft have birch trees. That's nothing new.
ChiAlex is talking about the fact that the birch trees, the logs, are too visible underneath the translucent leaves. But again, that's kind of how Minecraft works.
The grass needs lighting.
Who actually cared about the grass except you?
Not a lot of shadows.
Because it's night? Also, why do you sound like you're rushing this audio to match the timing of the video?
Videos like this don't even need to be properly timed. As long as it all fits within the timer at the end, the individual sentences can last as long as you want them to. I don't know why this guy thinks it's a big deal if his sentence lingers for too long.
Also, the lighting of the torch should have been more brighter from the background.
It's either more bright or brighter. Pick one. Also, this is exactly the amount of light that torches give off in Minecraft.
So, while I was saying things that I thought were inaccurate with the game, like, for example, the tilted moon, this guy is sinning things that are accurate to the game. Why?
That facial expression is odd, and how could his mouth reach almost near his eyes?
This is an animation, therefore it can be a little cartoony. That's how.
God forbid an animation try to look like an animation.
Got my helmet on my head. Figure out what that zombie said.
How could you say what when the zombie didn't said anything?
So first of all, you already have a pretty big grammatical error. Didn't said. It should be didn't say. But that aside, there's also some very logical problems here. You see, he wasn't saying what in response to the zombie. He wasn't even saying what at all. He's not moving his mouth while saying it, therefore he's not talking within the story, he's talking while he's singing the song. And that song is telling the story. Jeez. Animation Wins already had to go over this with me.
From now on, if I deem a sin so lazy that I can't really debunk it, like this one, you will just hear this sound without me saying anything.
I absolutely can't blame Animation Wins for not even trying with that one.
Cool? Cool.
You suddenly end up in a place with lava. How is that possible?
Jump cut.
What? Lava all over the room. Got a half heart left, man, I'm doomed.
This video really makes you doomed.
Why did he sin that? It's not a sin. It's his personal opinion. That's him stating his opinion. Jeez.
How could you not pick up your stone?
We don't see him picking up the stone. Therefore, he never did.
You chose the right path where there are cave spiders. How dumb are you?
As dumb as he's supposed to be, considering this is a warning story telling people what not to do.
He clearly didn't know that there were cave spiders down there, because if he did, then he'd go down the left path where there would be another danger, which you would sin because you probably say the same thing with that other mob. I guess there's just no pleasing you.
Well said.
You chose the right path where there are cave spiders. How dumb are you?
The number on the counter changes before the ding. And looking back, this actually happens for all the counter changes, so I'm just going to add 10 cents to cover it all.
Also, aren't these spiders supposed to attack him because spiders attack people at a dark place such as this one?
Oh my goodness, now this guy is going to make me say creative license.
Oh god. It came back to haunt us once again. We actually have to continue saying creative license.
It's a hologram, or even an illusion.
What?
You can see the wood planks have a little lighting with no light source.
If you can see the wood planks clearly, then that means they have enough lighting, not little lighting.
Also, wouldn't the glowing spider eyes realistically produce light? Therefore, that wood could be lit.
And I'm pretty sure there's a big creeper right there. Don't mind at night.
How is it right there when you hear one hissing at your left? Does he have his sounds on?
That's his right. Also, the song gave us no indication that he heard hissing. He just had a hunch that there was a creeper on his right, which was wrong, presenting the joke.
Well said.
You should have died by a creeper from that explosion.
Why do you think he's at the surface right now?
And also, this is something called a transition.
Also, why did you say he should have died by a creeper like there was any other way he could have died in that scenario?
5 explosion particles.
Who is this guy? Animation Sins? Don't complain about the particles unless you're Animation Sins.
Also, why are you rushing your line again?
I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright.
This is why you should always have something to defend with, such as a sword.
This video is telling the viewer what not to do. The actions of this character are intentionally questionable.
Why did both of us always make this mistake?
Also, why can't you not just sleep instead? There are no monsters near your bed, or are they? Who knows?
The same thing Animation Wins said. Again!
Given that in the very next scene he's in the middle of the forest, I say he did go to sleep. Don't you say later that this scene is a dream as well?
Well said.
Where did the zombie came from?
It's where did those zombies come from?
And this is a dream scene, so it wouldn't really be much of a stretch to assume that they just manifested in his imagination.
Also, the same 3 zombies from the cave. Or is it?
You are aware that all zombies in the game have the same skin, right?
2 useless zombies walking.
Why do you get so distracted by the most pointless of things?
Oh my god, it's just a dream. Just a dream, just a dream.
And conveniently, because of that fact, one of your points is invalidated.
Let me see if it's morning. Wait, I see gold. Let me get it and get myself killed. Exactly.
Again, intentionally questionable.
Also, shouldn't it be already sunrise or morning?
Nightmares are most likely to wake someone up before the crack of dawn. I would know.
Well said.
How could he forget his dream? Now he wants to go out and basically do the same thing.
Once again, intentionally questionable.
This dude literally just said, how could he forget his dream? This dude just said, how could he forget his dream? Let that sink in.
Well, to be fair, occasionally I do remember some of my dreams. Am I an outlier?
Well, now I know why. He is a noob.
Why is he a noob? Give your reasoning!
Assuming that ChiAlex meant that he was a bad player for making tons of mistakes, that's literally the point. Both of us have said that already at least 5 times.
You can't see the wheat that are planted clearly.
This guy just said don't mind at night for not having a light source on the crops.
Asterisk, sigh, asterisk.
Same background in the beginning.
Because it's also the same world as the beginning.
And now he just said the night sky for looking like the night sky.
Good God.
Same cave from his dream, but now spawned an ore to mine for. Now this dude is really busted. Also, where's the ore? The mysterious ore.
Angles!
These last 5 sins have already made me lose all my sanity as a whole.
The helmet and the pickaxe is supposed to turn into a 2D item.
This is something called a joke.
Or in other words, creative licensing!
Also, You're just going to leave your stuff there while you get your backup? Goodness gracious, save your stuff.
We're not showing him retrieving his stuff. Therefore, he never did.
In fact, he literally has the same helmet and the same pickaxe in the next scene.
Stomachs all tight.
How could you still have the same stuff and keep on dying?
Because he retrieved it? That just invalidates your other point.
You literally just added a sin for this guy not going to retrieve his stuff.
Frustrating, isn't it?
Stomachs all tied up in knots. This labyrinth, I'm getting lost.
How could you forget food? I'm going to add 5 sins for forgetting food in Minecraft. Like, seriously?
Dude, if he forgot food, that would make sense. His actions are intentionally questionable.
The phrase, stomach tied up in knots, is used to signify when someone is feeling nervous or anxious. And since this is a thing you can easily Google, I'm going to add 5 sins for your ignorance.
And with that, there's over twice as many sins as there were with mine.
It's really getting old. Found like 2 pieces of coal.
Go to a new cave and find more coal.
Going to a new cave would give him less of an advantage if he dies. Plus, there's always this thing called strip mining. Also, he's not looking for coal, and it's implied that he has an overabundance of it.
Yep, and yep.
Once again, he could not hear a mob. Is he deaf?
Skeletons can easily sneak up on a player. Don't believe me?
I need to have, I need to build a big section for me to be like the mayor. So I'm going to be the mayor of this town. What are we calling it? An empire. Oh god, no. Oh god, really?
Also, there was lava in the background, so he might have heard that over the skeleton, even if it did make a noise.
The last time I tried to mine at night, I failed so bad.
Just mine the iron and run.
Intentionally question.
Also, it would be a bad idea to mine the iron and then run, too. The best idea is just to run. The Endermen could just attack within seconds.
He knows there's an Enderman behind him, and he was so stupid. The player looked up to the eyes of the Enderman.
I said this in my video about Poseidon Air, but we have no evidence to assume that the player knows what an Enderman is and knows how to deal with one.
Same mistake I made.
How could you have so many iron helmets?
In case one breaks.
Also, why you have 2 stone pickaxes when you have an iron pickaxe?
So that he doesn't unnecessarily damage the iron pickaxe.
This player has a random door with a random leather helmet that isn't textured.
I'll give you the door, but the leather helmet is textured. It's just an old texture.
Those last 3 sins were just a supercut of foolery.
That mouse is so big, no wonder he is blind.
You never said the guy was blind once in this video.
The counter went up by 2, despite you only making 1 statement.
The player's items should be floating in front of him. All I can see is a map, sorta, or maybe a paper.
That's a door.
Hey, I'll give it that at least he saw it. I didn't.
I lost all my stuff, it was really tough, that's it. Rage quit, but don't mind at night.
Wait, so you're a ghost? Or a spectator who plays Minecraft secretly?
This. Also,
I thought you rage quit. You're not supposed to be in the world still.
he's not in the world! You literally just said that he's a ghost!
Meh, at least he didn't claim it this was the Nether.
Looks like you have friends after all.
Why are you sinning this?
Why does it look like the 2 skeletons are twerking? What?
That's not twerking. This is twerking. So that's really more of a you problem.
I presume the clip that Animation Wins just played was from one of those Psycho Girl videos that he told me about. This definitely doesn't give me a good feeling.
Also, where did these 2 come from?
I'm pretty sure they just walked on stage.
Yes, it is.
Zombie uses 4th wall.
The term is breaks the 4th wall. Also, there's nothing wrong with breaking the 4th wall. It's a funny joke. Have you not seen Deadpool?
Especially considering that this music video is not supposed to be unaware of its existence as a music video.
That was not where the zombies were before.
Maybe they walked.
Nobody cares.
Hey, hey, whoa, don't mind at night. Don't mind at night. Don't mind at night.
What? Is this an undead place? Or zombies and skeletons are coming out of the ground that are already dancing?
Music video.
How is it that those two simple words can debunk practically all of our arguments in both of our videos?
The animator uses the same dancing animation to all zombies and skeletons repeatedly.
This is supposed to act like a choreographed dance number in, say, a Broadway musical. It would be pointless to animate every individual monster the same way, so copy and pasting keyframes in this scenario isn't a sin.
Well said.
Since when Enderman knew how to make letters and cooperate?
Music video! Also, that grammar.
Oh my god, where's the apostrophe? Where is it?
D-O-N-T-M-I-N-E-C-O-N. Okay, we all see that and hear those words many times from the lyrics.
The title of a music video would reasonably be emphasized within the music video.
This video makes me want to die.
From the lyrics. Random gas slowly flies up.
You seem to have cut off the beginning part of that sin there, pal.
And the gas moving slowly is not a problem. If you think it's a problem, that's just your opinion.
The animation for the gas flying up is not linear.
It would look a lot worse if it was. Linear animation goes at a constant speed and suddenly stops, which is not realistic.
If this guy got what he wanted, this would look no better than Joshua in the Promised Land.
How can gas make their eyes glow different colors when their eyes are red?
Creative license.
Oh my god. Animation Wins said it again. This time to this guy.
Even pigments can dance, including Endermen?
Any remotely humanoid entity with limbs that has the ability to move them, which both Pigman and Enderman can do, should reasonably be able to dance.
Music video!
Also, ChiAlex's video is at 69 at the sin counter, so nice.
Still the same dance cycle.
Does Animation Wins need to say the same thing he said the last time you brought this up?
Creeper randomly wearing a hat and came out of nowhere.
That doesn't affect anybody's enjoyment.
Creeper randomly wearing a hat and came out of nowhere. Looks like the zombies and skeletons are just cheering for the creeper instead.
No, they were completely ignoring the creeper. They didn't even bat an eye as it walked past.
The subtitles changed way too late here. Also, I just noticed that your timer is not fully within the theatrical bars.
Oops, JFET and gaff.
Drop the pick and walk away. Hey, whoa, don't mind at night.
How many times we heard about don't mine at night? Basically tons, and it isn't much as a lesson for Minecraft noobs.
The title of the song said within the song? What?
And it absolutely is as a lesson. It's telling people not to mine at night. How could you not know this?
Also, this grammar.
Another 5 explosion particles.
He is Animation Sins.
And the sin total is 101 sins. Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened either. That's at least 3 times as bad as mine was if you're using sin count as the method for determining how bad something is. Not to mention, if you account for all the things I added on, then you might get about 125 sins.
I'm just as surprised as you guys are. It's definitely safe to say that this is the worst video I have ever covered on this series thus far. Take care, everybody. I'm gonna go wash my eyes out with bleach.
Seconded. So, overall, I had a lot of fun reacting to both these videos. Just want to let you guys know that I don't mean anything against ChiAlex personally. I just thought it was fun trying to refute his blatantly wrong facts. It was also really fun seeing Animation Wins combat my own facts, and I laughed a lot during the video, even if it was critiquing my own. I really do think that my video deserved to be criticized, as it was a very poorly done one. Well, I guess it does give me attention, and that's kind of good for me. So, this can't be that bad, right? At least I got a good laugh out of it. So yeah, you get the point. I'm just gonna get out of here now because like I got stuff to do. This is gonna take a long time to render. I don't have much time left in the night, and I'm talking too long. Anyway, if Animation Wins is watching this, I think he did a really good job sending my video and his. So yeah, thanks and goodbye. Nobody. Literally nobody. Not a single soul. Not a single being on planet Earth. Poseidon Air.